So, I have recently been thinking, well, what happened was that I was in a pub recently and I got really stuck on a word, which tends to happen. Um, and the bartender was super nice, and they were saying when I was younger, I think when he was like in his early 20s, that a doctor told him that he should just sing as much as possible and his stutter would kind of go, or that it would help, and kind of helped, and it kind of triggered this memory of all of the different advice that people have given me, or different things I've just heard a lot. So imagine I'm in a situation with a new person and I can't say my name, or I just get stuck at the start, or like mid conversation I start stuttering. I've just over the years I've just had so many people say different things, and I've taken it a few different ways. Some good, some bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go through a list. So some people have said that they joined a debate group and did like presentations, or the theatre and choir really helped them, or that you should, um, or that you should just say it, like just say it, like, or um, use different methods of speech. I mean, this is more like speech therapists who are trying to help, but like slow speaking, or um, I've had when I was younger, I had a person say, "Just go slower, just slow down and breathe." And like, I just found it so patronizing. Like, I remember just being this kid and being like, "This other kid is telling me to slow down. Like, that's not going to get rid of the stutter." And then I just stuttered more slowly. Um, and then some people, like therapists, recommend like anxiety reduction and like finding out which situations might make you more likely to stutter. Um, and yeah, so there's just, I'm sure there's like a bunch more. Like, in fact, I'd be super curious of like what you've heard people giving their advice. Lots of it, they've said, "Oh, when I was younger, I used to stutter, and then I joined the theatre group, and it went." Um, and I think when I was younger, I used to like get very um I think I would have a negative internal reaction to these things, and I would feel it kind of trigger a response of me feeling in shame of like, oh well, I should be doing this thing. If I was just to be motivated enough to do this thing, then the stutter would go, and I would also get pretty like angry and just be like, they're patronizing. They think that this would work on me, and that if I could do this, but they don't know what my situation is, and I think I found it patronizing. Like, well, you're basically criticizing how I talk and saying that if I just did this, then I would sound better to you. And it's just different to how I see it now. I think it's very natural to get triggered. And I think when you feel that kind of way, it's really good to like afterwards reflect on, well, why did I feel that way? Was it because the person was patronizing me and like they were talking down to me? Because that's completely valid. Or is it because um I feel like a bad way about myself and I feel like I should be doing more, or that I have a lot of embarrassment about how I speak? Um, so I think analysing how I felt or how people um, has really helped. And then when you have that detached view, then you can start to see like, oh, this person is maybe trying to connect with me or help me. Like, I really like it when people say, like, oh, when I was younger, I used to deal with that too, or my sister has a really bad stutter, and like, so I get how you feel, and so I think you can kind of take it with more of a pinch of salt. Um, but yeah, your reaction is your reaction. But I think for your own internal thing, if you're reacting in a subconscious way of like a shame reaction, it's really good to know that, because then at least you know like, oh, that's how I'm feeling. So maybe you can start to recircuit that and think, no, that person is just trying to help me, like that wouldn't necessarily work for me, but it might work for them. And like, I think also when people say I used to have it but then I kind of grew out of it, a lot of people do just grow out of their stutters. And I say just, but like, I feel like I always thought, oh well, people are so individual, so maybe them saying that, maybe them saying X would have helped me, um, or you should be doing X and then it would get rid of it. It's like, well, maybe you just naturally grow out of it anyway. Maybe even if you hadn't done the theatre group or the debate group, maybe you would have grown out of it anyway. And just thinking that for me, that's just not what's going to work for me. Like, my anxiety when I was younger was so high that like joining a debate group or something would have been my worst nightmare. And in an uncontrolled environment, I think it would have just made everything worse. Whereas if I'd had like therapeutic support and like more of a open dialogue with people, maybe that would have helped. Um, and yeah, trying not to take it as um, I'm less because I stutter, and just having that thing of like, no, this is just how I am. Like, stop trying to like I just want to stop having it so that I'm trying to tell myself that I should change or get rid of it, and to just like accept it as like a little quirk that I have and part of how I speak, and that people are trying to connect with me and help me, and I really love and appreciate them for that. And um, it doesn't mean that I need to listen to everything that they say. Yeah. So I'd be really interested to hear what your take is on it. On like what advice you like and what you don't. Also, people are so individual. Some people probably love getting advice, but then some people probably are just, it infuriates them when it seems like somebody is being extremely ignorant and just projecting all of their thoughts about what would help you when it's like you've lived like 20 plus years or 10 years or thingy with this, so of course you're going to know what's going to work best for you. Yeah. I'll see you soon.